Welcome back to another video. My name is Callan and I'm currently reacting to every single A24 film in order. Today we're on movie number 45, 20th Century Women. Now before we get started, I'd really appreciate it if you please subscribe to this channel down below and follow along this journey with me. Also, if anyone is interested in signing up for the triple A24 membership, please consider using my referral code down below. Now with that being said, let's get started with movie number 45. As always, starting off with the A24 logo, of course. Also got my coffee. Santa Barbara, 1979. Uh-oh, is that their car?
We drove Jamie home from the hospital in that car.
Everyone told her she was too old to be a mother. She told me that there were animals and sky and cities. When they got divorced, my father moved back east and left the car with us.
Since then, it's just been us.
I really love this beginning with the car on fire and then this narration back and forth between the characters and all the visuals to go along with that.
When the firemen come, people don't usually invite them over for dinner.
I'm already liking their relationship so far. Here we go, 20th Century Women.
My mom just makes me feel like I'm not good enough.
Glad to see Elle Fanning again. Ginger and Rosa I feel like is so underrated and one of my favorites. Great to see Greta Gerwig as well. It's like Frances Ha vibes.
Oh, hey, sorry. Jamie's not here right now.
Our car burst into flames in the parking lot.
Hey,
Seriously?
It was just sitting there, on fire.
oh man.
It's such a wild story. Like, it's almost unbelievable.
Friends can't have sex and still be friends. You're like us like we are, okay?
I don't know if friends lay in bed like that together.
And then there was a fire, and you should have been here for that.
It's funny that the firemen actually showed up.
William, it looks as though I'm going to be in need of a car. Do you think you have something for me out there?
I think we can work something out. Maybe we'll trade for rent or something.
I feel like this is such an interesting group of characters that all live together.
When she was my age, people drove in sad cars to sad houses.
Again, I really love how they're doing this. Similar to the beginning. Now we're learning about the mother.
She actually went to flight school, but the war ended before she was done. Then she met my dad, and then I came.
Jamie, you can't just keep skipping school and making excuses.
Wait a minute. Why not? Why can't he just skip school?
That is ingenious. But you should never forge someone's signature.
That's great. I love how she's kind of on his side.
IBM.
She writes down her stocks every morning.
213.2.
GE.
She smokes Salem's because they're healthier, whereas Birkenstocks because she's contemporary.
I just love these shots. It's just so simple on that white background like this.
Just don't hang out with that Chris guy anymore, okay? He's kind of dumb.
Exactly.
You know, having your heart broken is a tremendous way to learn about the world.
Do you think you're happy? As happy as you thought you'd be when you were my age?
That's a tough question.
Look, wondering if you're happy, it's a great shortcut to just being depressed.
For sure.
My son was born in 1964.
Oh, here we go, another one of these. Now learning about the sun.
Computers, drugs, boredom. I know him less every day. You breathe real hard and another kid pulls on your diaphragm and you faint. But it took Jamie almost a half an hour to wake up.
Oh, yikes. That's scary. So much like stupid things we did as kids. It's great to see how supportive this group of people around him are.
What? You're not gonna talk to me now?
I'm not the one who doesn't talk.
Why did you hurt yourself like that?
Why do you smoke yourself to death?
Oof.
You can't talk to me like that. You don't say that to me.
Tough conversation, but also important one to have.
I think maybe you guys can help me with Jamie. He's only got me. It's just, think about it. It's not enough.
What about William?
Have you ever seen them have a conversation? They have nothing in common. They don't connect. Well, he likes you. And you. He likes you a lot.
I mean, don't you need a man to raise a man?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like the mom's not that controlling, but it is hard for him to grow when she's the only one taking care of him. So having these other perspectives and other people to kind of teach him things which, you know, ideally would hopefully turn him into a better man.
Hey, you guys going to LA? Can I come?
Oh. Look at his like rainbow background. There's so many like editing choices and things about this movie that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Like, I don't know what that was, but I really liked it.
He's mad at me, and this is his way of dealing with it. And he has every right to be mad.
Yeah, she doesn't know that he went to LA yet, right? That's like a callback to the montage we saw earlier with like those items on a white background.
So I had this new idea for my photography that I was gonna take a picture of everything that I owned.
Can't even imagine if I did something like that, took a picture of everything I owned. I have way too much stuff. That would take forever.
That's really beautiful, Abby.
Do you want to fool around with me? You know, I'm recovering from cervical cancer.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I'm just gonna keep talking about how much I love this.
What's wrong?
Tim Trammer came inside me.
What the heck?
It'll be fine.
Hopefully that's not foreshadowing. I don't know.
Julie and I have been friends since we were little.
Here we go, Julie's montage.
Her mother is a therapist. When her mother remarried, Julie changed. She started fooling around. She started sneaking into my house, sleeping over.
Spring Rain features cinnamon, jasmine, lily of the valley, and rose. Spring Rain features cinnamon, jasmine.
A24 needs to sell that Spring Rain.
Hi. So come on in.
So is Jamie okay?
Yeah, I heard him come in last night.
Oh.
I was awake.
Uh-oh, she heard everything else that was going on.
What if I have to have full-on chemo?
Look, I should just go with you, you know? I mean...
There were no malignant cells. There was damage to the muscle wall from the surgery. It may not be strong enough to go full term during pregnancy.
Oof. Why do I feel like that's always the case? There's always like good news and there's always bad news.
Was having Jamie like the biggest thing that ever happened to you?
I guess so.
That's hard to hear.
You will get through it.
You got birds. If one of them dies, then the other one will die like a week later. Max and Carlotta are really good names.
Home pregnancy tests that women can do safely and easily.
It's convenient that he learned about that. Now he can help his friend.
It's a pregnancy test. Abby's doctor said that she wouldn't be able to have kids.
Oh, that's gonna be so crazy if she's somehow pregnant. Like she's about to have a kid and then Abby's unable to have any kids.
Leave undisturbed for 2 hours.
That's gonna be the longest 2 hours of their life.
No ring.
Ooh.
No ring.
I think that's good news for everyone. You already know.
Abby started telling me everything. In 1973, she moved to New York City and went to art school.
Dale, did you ever take DES when you were pregnant with Abby?
Later, they found out that the daughters of the women who took it got cervical cancer.
That is crazy. What the heck? It's not even fair. She's only learning that she's been sleeping over this whole time.
I just end up there sometimes. I just sleep. We talk. Do you think you've moved on since his dad?
It's hard to find someone that I like.
Let's go out tonight. I want to see this modern world.
I don't know if I'm gonna find an appropriate man here.
Uh-oh.
Well, you don't kiss a woman unless you know what you mean by it. Aren't you sleeping with Abby?
That's not something serious.
Then why do it?
Ooh.
It's 1979, I'm 55 years old, and in 1999, I will die of cancer from the smoking. Do me a favor, just take care of Abby. It's impossible to imagine HIV. What will happen with skateboard tricks? The internet.
Yeah, so much has changed and happened since 1979.
We don't have sex. We just sleep here.
You cannot let her sleep here if she's not having sex with you.
Women's sexuality, defined by men to benefit men. Women need direct clitoral stimulation.
Talking heads are a bunch of
Nice that we have a Talking Heads shout out there, since Stop Making Sense is now a A24 film.
Jamie! That's what Matt called me for liking the Talking Heads. How are you doing with everything?
Whatever you think your life is going to be like, just know it's not going to be anything like that.
Yeah, it's so true. It is crazy all the expectations we have as kids, and then to see where we end up.
Where are you going?
We're just going to go out. Is that okay? No, say I'm into older women.
I'm into older women.
Oh.
Age is a bourgeois construct.
Age is a bourgeois
Okay,
construct.
okay, you get it.
Do you ever meditate? It's a good feeling.
Can't be smoking during meditation.
How did you get to be
This person that you are.
Engines always made sense to him. He met Teresa in 1963. Teresa started thinking William was uptight and possessive, and she left him. What he likes is making bowls.
We should get away from here. Just me and you know?
Jamie, you're in love with Julie. You have to tell her what you want.
Yeah, I feel bad. You should end up with Julie. I think it would be better for Julie too, instead of wasting her time with all these other guys that she doesn't care about.
Is that interesting?
I don't know. I don't know either. Oh, yeah. I see the shade.
I like that.
We do love Talking Heads on this channel. I do need to buy Stop Making Sense on Blu-ray. They came out with like the special edition one from A24.
You get to see him out in the world as a person. I never will.
That's an interesting statement. It is crazy that, family members can experience something like that. I don't even know if it's possible, unless you're constantly around them, like hovering basically, but then they can't truly be themselves.
Like the way that he looks at you and their bodies, or smell, or feel like. Half the time I regret it.
Then why do you do it?
Because half the time I don't regret it.
So many good lines in this movie.
I mean, I appreciate you trying to help. I do. I just think you're taking it too far. He's a 15-year-old boy.
I know.
You're giving him hardcore feminism.
It's helping him become a man.
You know you don't actually know what you're doing with him?
But that's tricky because she doesn't really know what she's doing with him either. They're all just trying to figure it out.
Too many of us now tend to worship self-indulgence and consumption. Thank you and good night.
Jamie, would you please wake up Abby?
I'm menstruating.
We don't need to hear about that. Thank you.
Start saying it now. Menstruation.
Menstruation.
Jamie,
No.
you don't have to.
I feel like the context of the situation is preventing him to confidently say it.
Menstruation.
Charlie, you're quiet. Menstruation?
Menstruation?
Now everybody say it together.
Menstruation.
It's gross, Abby. First time that I got my period, I was watching One That Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with some guy, and I never saw the end of the cuckoo's nest.
Smothered him with a pillow so that he could, be free.
Okay.
This is great.
I know this has all been a lot for us to deal with.
Mom, I'm dealing with everything right now. You are dealing with nothing.
She was the one that asked for these other two to help.
You can't sleep here anymore and just want to talk.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it must be so hard for him because he really likes her.
Let's go up the coast, you said that we would.
Julie and I took the car. We're taking a trip up the coast.
Do you think that you could, buy us some, wine coolers?
This reminds me of Laggies.
I love you.
Like she already knows that.
I think that I'm too close to you to have sex with you.
Poor guy's been friend-zoned.
Jamie. Jamie!
Having a kid seems like the hardest thing.
Julie just called me. They're in San Luis Obispo. She doesn't know where he is. She can't find him.
He's right there.
Julie's a pretty complicated woman. It's a lot to take on, but I'm impressed in a way.
I thought they'd help.
Well, it just seemed like you couldn't deal with me anymore.
I don't want you to end up in the same place as me.
And I just didn't think I could do it by myself.
I thought we were fine, though. Just me and you.
Oh yeah, and he seemed happier back then. I feel like all of this made it more difficult for him. That's good that they seem happy and like they're having fun again. I guess that really shows how strong their friendship actually is, and you know that it is probably better for them not to be in a relationship, which must be so difficult for Jamie because he really does like her.
Were you and Dad ever in love?
I felt I was supposed to be in love. I just picked the best solution at the time.
I want to bleach my hair.
Yes, do it while you're young. I don't think I ever had the desire to when I was younger, but I feel like I should have done it. Or maybe during lockdown.
I thought that was just the beginning of a new relationship with her. Really tell me
that's so
stuff.
cool. Nice sunset too.
In March of 1999, I'll start to feel tired and confused.
I will go to NYU and lose touch with Jamie and Dorothea. I will fall in love with Nicholas. We will move to Paris.
I will stay in Santa Barbara. A month after I get married,
Oh no.
Carlotta will die. A week later, Max will die too.
Like she said would happen.
Against my doctor's advice, I will get pregnant.
Oh, nice. I'm happy for her.
I'll live with Dorothea for another year, then I'll meet Sandy and continue to do my pottery.
My mom will meet Jim in 1983.
Oh, good for her.
On her birthday each year, he will buy her a trip on a biplane.
Oh, that's good she was able to find someone.
Years after she's gone, and we'll finally get married and have a son.
As time goes by.
I kind of really want to ride a biplane now. Even though it seems kind of scary. And there we have it. 20th Century Women. And the A24 logo to close us out. Alright, so that was movie number 45, 20th Century Women. I thought this was a really good movie and enjoyed the style of it all. It was so different from anything I've seen before. Like I mentioned, every time it came on, I really loved all of the montages. I loved how it was narrated, the score behind it, and just the use of stills. Of course, I really loved all of the trippy rainbow car scenes, and thought it was interesting some of the time-lapse like scenes where the characters were moving quickly from place to place. But yeah, very visually stunning movie to watch. I feel like I didn't say much during this reaction. I was just enjoying what I was looking at. Also, a lot of the dialogue was very thought-provoking, and I feel like I just needed time for my brain to catch up on everything that was being said, so by the time I wanted to say something, another scene happened. But yeah, I feel like there's so much to just think about this movie. I thought the cast was great and worked really well together, and I just loved the whole household in general and how all of the characters played along with each other and really took care of each other. It is really similar to real life where you can be so close to so many people, but then easily lose touch as time goes on and, you know, people move and grow up, you know, which is sad and unfortunate. I am glad with how the movie ended and how each character was able to find someone. Now I really want to go through the screenplay book of this movie, just kind of go through the dialogue and just learn about this movie even more. I feel like this movie has the potential to not be for everyone, but I'm looking at Letterboxd right now and this movie is sitting at 4 stars, which I think is very well deserving. And looking at my current ranking and list, I think I might also give this movie 4 out of 5 stars. And I think in terms of ranking, I might put this movie behind American Honey in the number 12 spot. So this is my current ranking of the first 45 A24 films. As always, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts were on this movie, what you rate it, and what you rank it, and I'll see you next Thursday for the next video.